I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-Minute Convos, where I help you create a brand of your own unique real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Armando Cruz. How are you doing on this wonderful, beautiful night?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me, Angel.
Yeah, definitely a pleasure. Well, do tell us, what part of the world are you in right now?
I am in Miami, Florida, the Sunshine State.
Love it, love it. I heard the song immediately in my head there from Will Smith, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly.
Well, do tell us
That's the one.
which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time?
Let's see, which one of my talents? I would probably say the talent of coaching, right? Of listening to what's not being said and then helping bring more clarity to that conversation.
Rather important skill. Who did you learn that from? That ability to listen actively.
So the processing and maybe the how to put it together was the system called Mind Map by one of my good friends and mentors. His name is Dax Moy. But I think the kind of the underlying thing is listening to me. Right, this is something that I've that I feel blessed that I have, that to hear what is not being said and to bring it out in a way that is that the person can embrace it, gain clarity, direction, and support from it so that they can move in the direction that they want. So he really helped me take my intuition and structure it so that it becomes more effective, if that makes sense.
That makes a ton of sense, my friend. Well said as well. Why will you continue to be that guy that follows such of a interesting model, the mind map model?
It's something that makes sense. It's based off the neuroscience. But I think one of the most beautiful things is being a creator. Like, I consider myself a creator, a healer. And so as a creator, it's important for me to not just follow, but take what is useful, take what it is there, that structure, and now use that as a platform to build and create something that is uniquely mine, that I can serve as authentically, as an integrity as possible.
That's amazing. Now, where's the best place for someone that's listening to connect with you?
I would say that the two places would be either the hub, which is my website, which is armandocruz.com, or you can find out a lot more and go a little bit in more depth with my new book. It came out in January, and that's on.
Congratulations. Wow.
Thank you. It became a bestseller, so I was ecstatic, and so it's legacycodebook.com, and there it has a little background on it on the book, but also some synopsis. I've been on a tour. This is part of my virtual book tour that I've had these different conversations with many interviewers about different components about living your legacy and crafting out that purposeful and powerful legacy.
I love it. So tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
That's a wonderful question. So I set out to do actually 6 things, and I've been doing them every day for the past 842 days, which are: I meditate every day, I exercise every day, at least 10 minutes, I read at least 5 pages in books every day, I reach out to 3 people every day, I write at least 50 words is my minimum, I make a video every day, And those are the things that I've been doing for the past 843 days without missing a day.
How does that make you
Uh,
feel?
oh man, it's transformed my life. It really has. Because of that, I wrote the book. Because of that, I've been asked to speak, and I feel extremely confident because the video camera has become my stage where I get to control. And so I practice, I put in the reps in speaking and communicating in that way. The reading has helped kind of deepen my thirst for knowledge. The meditation has brought peace. The exercise, again, has given me the space to grow. And as a result, I've improved from that, and I've run 261 days every single day for the past 261 days for a minimum of 30 minutes, and I've gone all the way up to 6 hours.
Wow.
So I haven't missed a day of running. But that wouldn't have been possible if I didn't start with the 10 minutes. So the 10 minutes, these are all minimums that I have. And it's the way I can ensure momentum, success, and growth by putting these minimums and then using that as a platform to grow.
Why would you suggest to someone that's listening that they even consider doing one of those steps every day?
I would say, so number one, make it your own, right? These were ones that were important to me because I knew why I wanted to put them into my life. They all had a purpose. So find something that you think could be beneficial and then think about it in the worst case scenario. One of the things that people do is, remember, when we're setting goals, we tend to be in a good state of mind. So we can self-actualize. We can look forward to the future. The problem is that life happens. And more often than not, we find ourselves in internal struggle. And if you set the goal based off your best day, what happens is all those other days that are not your best day, there's a big tug of war and there's an exhaustion. There's an overconsumption of energy and motivation that needs to happen. On the flip side, if you say, what's the thing I can do every single day on my worst day, right? If I had the flu and I was in the hospital, I could still do every single one of those because within that realm, I've defined what is acceptable. I did to give you an idea, I did a silent retreat where I didn't have any electronics or anything like that for 4 days. So then you're thinking, well, how did you make a video? And first of all, I get to set the rules. But one of the ways that I said, you know what, this is how I'm going to practice my speaking. Even though I couldn't speak, I laid down and I stood on a stage. I visualized myself standing in front of a stage and giving a talk. And I went through the entire talk. The talk took me about 11 minutes of what I was presenting. And that's how I did it. Setting up for success, even in the most dire situations, in the most extreme situations. So set whatever is important to you. That rarely makes a difference if you did it or if you didn't, but the combination of doing it for a year, 2 years, 3 years could really cause an impact in your life.
Amazing audience. Again, you're hearing it live here from Armando Cruz. You can connect with him at armandocruz.com. Armando, let's switch gears for a moment. Let me now invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful, warm, blue Caribbean water. Armando, what is your earliest childhood memory?
Earliest childhood memory would be, let's see, playing in the park. I was wearing these I don't know, these shorts that I can visualize. They were gray and they were kind of like dress shorts and this red T-shirt. And I was playing in this park and sliding down. And my dad was there. And the slide was in the shape of a big rocket ship. I think maybe I was 3.
Oh, that's great. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
I have no idea because you just asked me the earliest one, and I'm actually really bad at that. I can barely remember what I did yesterday. I just get this image. Maybe it's a picture I've seen, and I'm making that connection, but that's the earliest one that I have.
How do you see that memory connecting to who you are today?
I think it speaks volumes, the fact that my father's there and we're playing on a playground, because, even to this day, my father is one of my best friends, and we grew up together. My father was 20 years old when I was born, 21 when I was born. So he's always been around. Like, he was that dad that was always there at all my practices, all my games, everything. And I was always learning from him. So kind of, I go all the way down, and that's the first memory, it's us playing again. And I feel like I've been playing my entire life with my father.
I love it. It's the legacy code.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Love it. All right, my friend, if we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
Ooh, to be honest, I didn't really know many songs. So I don't even know, because we didn't, funny enough, my house music wasn't a big thing. It wasn't a big thing until we got older. Actually, you know what? Now I'm thinking about it. So it's 12 years old. I used to have to go to work with my father. My father worked in construction. And one of the things that he had us do, or had me do, because none of my siblings had to do this, was make sure that we're speaking Spanish, because all his workers spoke Spanish, and he didn't want us to forget Spanish. My parents are from Cuba. And so he would put on the radio station, and I remember that one of the singers was Celia Cruz, who has the same last name as me, right? So she's like the epitome of a booming voice and Caribbean flavor. If you hear any song of hers, you can't help but move. And I remember just listening to the different songs that she had and be like, man, I like this.
Yeah, that's great. Do you remember one song from her?
Guantanamera.
Oh, yeah,
That's
definitely. Love it. Yeah. Even the legacy concept of Guantanamera and the remix is huge, right?
Right.
Yeah, it just keeps living on.
It does.
On. That's great.
It does.
All right, my friend, well, we've arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there's a small declaration form, so it's yes or no. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Armando?
Yes.
Armando, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
Yes.
Are you married?
Yes.
Do you have children?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Yes.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
Yes.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No.
How about 3 hours a week?
Yes.
What about screen time, the phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
A day less.
If you had to share with us your own unique real statement, a statement that represents Armando Cruz, what would you say that is?
A statement that represents me. A connoisseur of experiences. That's what I would say.
Love it. Love it. Well, Armando, this was a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
I would leave this one thing. The life that you live is the legacy that you leave. So you have a choice in the legacy that you're going to create by the actions you take on a daily basis. Why not make it the best possible?
I love it. Armando Cruz, this was a great pleasure. My friend, thank you for being on what is inspired by 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for being on 12-Minute Convos with Angel Jones.